For this vlog, I'm going to be talking about figurative language in Woman at Point Zero, and also talking about my free write and how it connects to the sentence that I chose. So, the sentence that I chose to close read can be found on page 137, and it's from Firdausa's point of view. And she says, "I was the only woman who had torn the mask away and exposed the face of their ugly reality." So this sentence stuck out to me mainly because of the metaphors, but there's also elements of personification. The element of personification is the ugly reality. And I just really think that, well, just looking at this from a literal point of view, masks, they're covering something up. It's a false appearance. People typically wear them, if they're afraid to show their true self, just pretending to be something you're not. So I took this as the mask is the mask of society, more specifically men in society, and it's used to cover up their face of oppression. Mainly this oppression that women face, this cycle of women always being below men, not up where men are equally, and just the unfairness of Firdausa's situation. And I kind of had to ask myself, what exactly is this mask? What kind of front are they putting up? And I took it as the mask that Firdaus is referring to is, the men that were nice to her and turned out to not be so nice to her. So that was just one of the things that really stuck out to me in that sentence. And then her being the only woman, I think that's important that she says she was the only woman. She's standing alone. She's the only woman to really question her place and then stand up for herself. So I just think that that's some of the figurative language that I found within this sentence. And again, to touch upon the personification in that sentence, the ugly reality of it all is that women are being oppressed and treated extremely unfair in the society that Firdaus is in. So that's why that they need this mask to cover up their face, their true identity of this oppression. So to kind of jump into what I talked about in my free write, I chose the topic of the role of freedom in Woman at Point Zero. So I just think that throughout Firdaus's journey, when she's talking to the author, we just see her always under the control or the watchful eye of someone else, typically men. We see this with her father, with her uncle, with her husband, with the man that she stays with who owns the coffee shop. I can't think of his name right now. Even with the woman Sharifa who she meets, and then later on her pimp who she ends up killing. She's just always under someone else's control. Someone else has this power over her. She's never really able to be who she wants to be. She's never really able to discover herself under this power. She continually goes out and says, I want to get a job. I want to use my certificate from school to find a job, and she winds up getting stuck in prostitution. And through her prostitution, we kind of see her. She's still living at a middle class level, but she gets to choose things of higher class. The makeup, and she holds herself to certain standards. Her prices go up. We see that she's very picky about the kind of men that she'll work with, I guess. And so she still never has this true moment of relief of other people's control. She's always still under someone else's control, and she never is truly free to be who she wants to be, live her life the way that she wants to be, never really able to go out and get a good job for herself, for example. So I think when she kills her pimp, we see this brief moment of freedom, and then she's immediately arrested. And I think Firdaus accepting death and just being very calm about the entire thing is her way of getting to her freedom, because death is the only true freedom that she will ever get from this system of oppression that she's been in her entire life. So yeah, that's kind of how I related my close reading sentence to my free write.